Hey YouTube, Chloe here, and welcome back to another video. So, by subscriber request, I was asked to talk about older women hating on younger women, and I've mentioned this in many of my other videos. But older women hating on younger women is nothing new, and it's pretty common. There will always be generational divides because that's life. And I've said this in many of my videos, but women are by nature are competitive and comparative, and older women are no different. And what this means is that women are always comparing and contrasting their lives to the lives of the women that are around them in their immediate circle, their family members, their colleagues, their coworkers, and it's just something that women are wired to do. It's biological. And I suspect that it just comes from the simple fact that there will always be competition amongst women for the attention of men. Women are always competing, ladies, for beauty, for attention, for validation, to be doted on, and it's not rational. It's just how women are wired because there will always be more women than men in terms of ratio. And also with age, youth trumps age in capitalism, quiet as kept. So the older a woman is in capitalism, the further she's away from what's considered valuable. Now, are all older women salty and bitter bullies? Of course not. Some older women are stunningly beautiful. They're loving, they're affectionate, they're nurturing, and they pay it forward by sharing the wisdom of what they know, which is a beautiful thing, which is something that I hope to do in my 40s, 50s, 60s, and 70s, God willing, because it is in my nature to be a friend of women. But a lot of women are not friends of women, right? So, today's video, however, is about shaking the table, right? And addressing the elephant in the room of why older women sometimes hate on younger women strong. And the good old fashioned reason is erasure, right? Younger women are competition. And although a lot of younger women associate older women with stature and confidence, many younger women are shocked to realize that a lot of older women have animosity and that older women have just as many, if not as many, issues with their insecurities and their confidence as younger women. Some older women are mentally unstable. Some have nasty attitudes. Some older women grew up in dysfunction. They aren't healed. Some older women have gone through hell, bitter breakups. They're nursing old grudges. They've been through devastating divorces. Some older women are old maids. They're sour about it, right? Older women can be vicious, especially in the workplace, because the workplace is often the place where women, particularly Black women, can flex power and authority. In my early 20s, very early 20s, I think I was about 21, I worked for an older Black woman in her late 50s who was so vicious that I used to have to go to the bathroom and cry, right? Just to cry it out. I've also had the unfortunate experience of working for a Black woman who was a narcissist, which as some of you may know from my last video, is a serious mental illness. I think a lot of younger women I think a lot of younger women confuse age with wisdom, and older women are not necessarily wise. And many older women are dealing with the accumulation of life's disappointments, and because of that, they've given up and they're defeated. They have a defeated mindset because a lot of the boxes in their life went unchecked. So, for a lot of women, getting older sucks, and it's very traumatizing for a woman to accept that her beauty is fading, that her fertility is waning, or having to face the transition of menopause. No woman wants to be thought of or considered as dried up or expired. My mother calls it drying up like a prune. And all women, no matter the age, still want to feel like they still got it going on. Older women do not like being reminded that they are past the altar of their sexual prime. Older women do not like being reminded that they have more years behind them than ahead of them. Generationally, younger women remind older women that they're getting up in age. And when women get older, they have to accept that they no longer have their pick of the litter, right? And that their milkshake is no longer bringing the boys to the yard. And when you're a woman of a certain age, you become invisible to men. who aren't your sons, your grandsons, or your husband. And that is very bruising to a woman's ego. So when an older woman sees a younger woman getting sexual attention, or when a woman has that glow or that glow up of being loved, being taken care of, being provided for, the pangs of envy and jealousy will be triggered because seeing a younger woman get attention is life's subtle reminder to older women that they're being replaced, and while they're alive. This is why I did a video on life after 35, and my other video on women, on why women go under the knife, right? And my other video on Ava, Oprah, and Gail not liking to be called auntie. They don't like it because it feels as if people are trying to put them out to pasture. As women, we go through many different stages because of aging. Our vanity is always threatened, and aging is weaponized against women by men and women all the time. Women in general do not like talking about aging and getting older because it's depressing to face the idea of wrinkles and crow's feet and spider veins and stretch marks, and cracked feet and ugly bunions and thinning hair and thinning hairlines, and the list goes on. Younger women have no idea because younger women think that they'll be young forever. Now, with hypergamy, any woman, no matter her age, no matter the age, will hate on you if you're glowing up and you're shining, especially in hypergamy, because you're doing what it takes to pursue success with men. You're glowing up, you're standing out, and you're trying to win, right? By enhancing your looks and your femininity. And when a woman enhances her femininity and her looks, a dust bunny, a pick me, a bitter old woman, no matter the woman's age, will work overtime to chop your tree down with pettiness and cattiness. But if you subscribe to this channel, you will learn how to charge that cattiness to the game. Because a hypergamous woman will always trigger and inspire jealousy and envy from women, no matter the age. Because women by nature are comparative and competitive. I've gone through this with family members of my own, with frenemies, especially because I'm a hypergamous Black woman. Because Black women as a group are expected to be the cliche and the punchline. Black women are expected to be the statistic, right? And Black women are expected to settle for leftovers, for dust, for crumbs. Black women are supposed to subscribe to struggle love, but they are never expected to glow up, to thrive in their femininity. So when they do, they get a lot of hate, which is why you need to subscribe to this channel. Now, older Black women are a bit more nuanced and complicated when it comes to aging, because as Black women, in our faces, we tend to physically age slower and more gracefully because of our melanin. But don't get it twisted, some Black does crack. And don't get it twisted, older Black women still tend to be overweight, out of shape, and obese. Older Black women tend to lack companionship because with Black women, there are a smaller pool of men to choose from, qualified Black men to choose from, right? And after a certain age, the pickings of decent Black men are slim to none. This is why a lot of older Black women can be very envious and territorial of their sons' intimate relationships, because a lot of older Black women do not have a man of their own. So when their son gets a woman, that woman becomes competition. I know a lot of women have gone through this. This is where a lot of the power struggles come up with men who are considered mama's boys. And mama's boys aren't usually aware that they are mama's boys until it's time to get sex from a woman who isn't his mama. And then when a mama's boy wants to get serious, or he's spending a little bit too much time, or making his woman a priority, his lonely mama will start raising her eyebrows and whipping up drama because her son being happy means less attention for her. And it may sound crazy, but it is a very common dynamic in the Black community for mothers to love their sons and raise their daughters. But the reason why mothers tend to love their sons and raise their daughters is because Black mothers tend to treat their sons as surrogate boyfriends. Moving on. Another thing, older women, And older Black women generally tend to have a lot of regrets. When women get older, they have to accept that time is something that they'll never be able to get back. So as a person gets older, there's a lot of that would have, could have, and should have energy that tends to manifest in older people and make older people get bitter. This is why the earlier you glow up, ladies, the better. And the earlier you practice hypergamy, the better, because men value youth, and a woman's currency is her vitality and her looks. When a woman gets older, if she doesn't have J-Lo, Naomi Campbell, and Gabrielle Union kind of money or genetics, it is much harder for older women to keep up her looks, because as women, as we get older, life gets more expensive, and the things that we want to do, like travel and stay in nice hotels, live in a better neighborhood, drive a status car, eat healthier food, costs money. I've always said this on my channel, life costs money. And as quiet as kept, a lot of older Black women, this is my mom, hate working. Working is cute in your early 20s and 30s, but after 40, especially after you have children, women generally hate working. It is a secret amongst women, right? Especially when it's a job that they hate. Older women hate having to foot the bill for everything and doing everything on their own. And it's not unusual these days to meet Black women who haven't been in relationships for over 10, 15, sometimes even 20 years. So many older Black women are just sexually frustrated and backed up. They're not getting any affection. They're not getting any attention. They're not having sex from the opposite sex, and that would make any woman crazy, right? So that's all I have to say on this for now. Getting older for some women can be pretty traumatizing, whether they admit it or not, because all women have vanity. It doesn't matter if she's dark skinned, light skinned, biracial, mixed, white, Asian, it doesn't matter. Women have vanity. Even when that woman is past her sexual prime, she has vanity. Women do not like the idea of having to face the wall. And if she hasn't experienced the glow up or the dreams that most younger women hope to accomplish, which is security, right? Marriage, a husband, a family of their own, and money to live their best lives, an older woman will, she's going to throw salt your way. So if an older woman is rude to you, and I need to say this, if an older woman mistreats you or if she's rude to you, try your best not to take it personal, because more than likely she's unfulfilled and miserable, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you. Just make a vow to yourself to never be like her and keep it moving. So stay tuned for more videos to come, and I will catch up with you in the next one.